And we are live.
Okay, I'll call the regular council meeting Monday, September 8th to order. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda? Councillor Reid and Councillor Stanberry. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
The first item is adoption of minutes, that the minutes from the regular council meeting held August 25th, 2025 be adopted.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Stanberry and Councillor Whitesell. All in favor? Carried.
And question period, do we have any questions from the gallery or items on the agenda?
I just have one quick question. The last report from the Timber Watson was in July. I just thought there'd be one on this meeting, but there's nothing for the whole month of August, and now we're into September. We're also, there's things in the report that aren't done. So I'm just wondering when you're going to get another report. Is anybody in conversation with me to get another report?
You have?
I can answer that question, Mayor Doherty. Yes, we are. In discussion with him.
And you'll get. Oh, great.
And I don't have any questions.
Okay.
The next item is the East Kootenay Accessibility Advisory Committee, that the East Kootenay Regional Accessibility Plan be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Stanberry and Councillor Marcel. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
The Indigenous Engagement Funding Agreement, that the mayor and interim CAO be authorized to sign the Indigenous Engagement Funding Agreement with the RDK to retain the services of an Indigenous liaison.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Whitesell and Councillor Stanberry. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councillor Whitesell.
This is going to be funded from where? Sorry, it's 82,000. We're paying, looks like 2 years in advance.
Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you. So the first year was 42,000 and the second year was 40. It actually, there is, I think I mentioned it in, maybe I didn't, in my report, there is a little bit that we used for consultation costs for the dike improvement. So there's a small, I think less than $5,000 that have been used, but they're asking for the same amount from every community, and I'm assuming that some communities have spent money as well. So that remains to be discussed, but it's 2 years worth. And we were actually, I was in negotiations with EDMA, and I was going to return the funds for this year because we had no plans and hadn't really spent the money the year before. But this project came up, and so then we accepted the extra funds.
Okay, thank you. Anything further? All in favor? Carried.
The SPF application for the water system upgrades project. The Council for the Village of Canal Flats resolves to support an application to the Strategic Priorities Fund for the Village of Canal Flats water system upgrades project, and that Council supports the proposed project, will provide overall grant management and support any cost overruns.
Okay, I got a mover and a seconder. Councillor Whitesell and Councillor Stanberry. Any discussion? Councillor Marcel.
I just don't know where this came from. My understanding was every time we asked about funding for waterworks and infrastructure, we were told that there was no funds available. And all at once we got a project that has been engineered and we have 4 days to approve. Just out of the blue.
Go ahead.
This is a project that has got absolutely nothing to do with anything suggested by the water committee. They don't ask about we're not asking about the looping systems. We're not asking about small lines, the fire flow, hydrant issues. None of that is included in this funding that we're asking for 3.1 million. There's 3.1 there's $7 million available, why are we asking for the
It's
other?
gonna be phases. That's the first phase.
Not a phase, it doesn't say anything about phase.
Yeah, go ahead, so.
Thank you, Mayor Doherty. To Councillor Marcel, actually, I've mentioned this grant a few times in the last few months. This is the grant that's 100% funded. I've mentioned that, that's the one we can afford. I always bring that up. So I have mentioned this grant application that Urban Systems has been working on. So,
The last time I asked about grant funding, there was no specific program, and you indicated that there may be some funding coming.
this is the.
This is it.
And
It's
so
just wrapped
I
up.
may not have spoken, this was the grant that they have been applied for, or that they have been working on for a number of months. This is actually phase one, that is outlined in the Water Master Plan. And it does address growth and capacity at the reservoir. It would improve fire flow. And as mentioned, it will install 2 pipes. Right now we have one that does up and down. This would do one up and one down.
Yeah,
That is
I
the,
understand that. That's about the only thing I understand on this. If you have a fire flow problem because of small pipes and the hydrant's not up to date on those, it doesn't matter how much water you got up on the top.
according to the engineers, it does. So this would address some of those fire flows. This would be phase one of a multi-year and would address the requirements of interior health. Some of this work does need to be done through the interior health orders.
And that's if we get this grant.
Correct.
We still have to apply for it.
I don't see anything about that here. It's program overview, program goals, but infrastructure doesn't say anything about phasing in for different years. And that's when I went online and looked into this. It was on that, you suggest there's the program UBCM website,
Mhm.
and I don't say anything about a phase in.
Oh, no, not them, not the funders. This would be phase one from the engineers or the village. At the same time, we have, because of capacity, we can't make the project so large that we can't complete it in the time frame that, usually it's a 2-year time frame to complete the projects. There is also, when I attended the workshop in the spring, I think in June, about this particular grant at the asset management workshop, they suspect, without promising because of the current economic climate and political climate, that there would be another intake in 2 years. So it would be this is the same program that we have used for the sewer lagoon upgrades and dike project. This is the same program. So that was 2 years ago, this one's now, and they're anticipating another one in 2 years. And that could be phase 2 for the works.
One application for capital infrastructure is permitted per municipality.
Correct.
Municipality.
Correct.
Doesn't say anything about coming out of the years. And I haven't. Why wouldn't the details of this be brought up and discussed in council that what the work actually is and why we're doing that? I mean, this work.
You have been discussing this,
Not in detail.
not to detail, but we have to apply, we have to have something in place to apply for it first, right?
I understand the engineering and the granting and so forth. We understand it.
Yes.
All it says is we're gonna run a 12-inch line down Granger Road to Burns. Other than the tank and the 2 lines for mixing up on top. That's nothing to do with the water study or any other part of this program for all the waterworks that we've been talking. I don't even know what they're going to bring it down there for. When I asked about how the sustainable housing was gonna get their water, I was told by you, Mr. Mayor, that it was already hooked up to the water line on Burns. So now we're running a 12-inch, so we've got 12-inch line. And it doesn't say anything about hooking into any of the other lines. What are you gonna do, just dead end it?
No,
Just seems I really don't understand how this is working. That's why I'm saying, why haven't we had details of this thing long before it arrives for approval? I'm not gonna vote against this thing because it's important that we use all the infrastructure money we can get, but I'm sure disappointed in the lack of details that's been given to this council on what this program is about.
We can bring forward the report from the engineer to everybody and you guys can go through it.
Because the last time we asked for engineering reports, it was still being, it wasn't ready yet, it was being sent back by
Yeah.
check, because
Go
those
ahead.
details.
It is still not finished, but this is the phase, this is the works that do need to be completed.
Go ahead, Councilor Reed.
Just wanted to point out that the second point, separate inlet and outlet on reservoirs to promote mixing and maintain water quality would most certainly be exactly one of the things that Interior Health is looking for.
It is, yes. Anything further?
No, so like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say $3.1 million to do 800 meters of piping seemed like, it just seemed like a very high price tag.
They're also looking at the reservoir as well. Yes, expansion on the reservoir as well.
Well, so we're going to, when you say expand the reservoir, are we building on top of the reservoir?
Well, that's,
On the side is what the report says.
To be honest, I'm not quite sure.
Or adjacent?
Adjacent, yes,
Yes. When I did talk to Shucky, it was unclear whether or not they could put another ring on top there. They still have to do the study to see whether the foundation can hold another ring. And then could have more capacity up there or put it beside it. So those will be coming forward too.
If I
Yeah,
may.
go ahead.
So this increase of fire flow would be to protect the town proper. There would be an increase of fire flow, which is actually an imperative piece of infrastructure. If we don't meet fire flows, this is detrimental to our community.
I was told that we couldn't increase the pressure on the lines because they were old and they were too small. And that was discussions from the water committee.
But then that's what the increase of the pipe is.
They're not changing the pipe.
Well,
The distribution pipes, the transmission pipes and around the rest of the village, there's no talk about that at all.
That would be later dates.
That's, yeah. Next phases. Anything further? All in favor? Carry.
The council meeting cancellation at the regular council meeting of September 22nd, 2025 be canceled.
Yeah, get a mover and a seconder. Councilor Stanberry and Councilor Whitesell. Any discussion?
Yeah, what happens if we have any results or have dealings with the new CAO?
Well,
Okay, go ahead.
as mentioned in the report, we can council or schedule a special council meeting at any time.
We should be aware about this.
Okay, anything further? All in favor? Good.
The zoning amendment bylaw, that Village of Canal Flats zoning bylaw number 215, 2019, amendment bylaw number 288, 2025, CF Bidco Property Holdings Limited be adopted.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councilor Stanberry and Councilor Reed. Any discussion?
No discussion.
No, oh, right, no discussion, sorry. All in favor?
I will, however, make a statement.
Sure.
So I just am in support of this. I believe that this is an opportunity to move our community forward in a positive and less restrictive way, allowing for a great opportunity for housing.
All in favor?
And
All opposed? Carried.
And to convene in camera, that the meeting convenes in camera for community charter section 91 P labor at 6:44.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councilor Excellent, Councilor Reed.
Sorry, can we have some discussion on that? Could I please, I'd like to introduce a late item in the in-camera, so I let
That would be at that time.
but we have to put on
No.
what section, do we know?
Just one is enough to get into.
Can I
Sorry,
get,
didn't mean to.
can I get a mover and seconder?
He's-
Councilor Reed, Councilor Stanbury, all in favor?